I was never really like a social person, like I never really like did a whole lot socially. Mainly in like the beginning years, like back in middle school and whatnot. Like I wasn't like the most social individual, because I didn't really have like a lot of friends. Like this isn't really like a sob story. I just like didn't, you know, didn't care much for them. Like didn't care much to have friends, so it never really bothered me much. I mean, there was times when it did, when I would like see other people like having fun and socializing, like then I'd be like, I kind of wish I had that sometimes. But anyways, like for me, like socializing was never much of a concern. I mean, in like elementary school, I was like bullied a lot. I don't even remember why. I think it was just elementary. No one knew what they were saying, to be honest. That was like elementary. And then come middle school, still was bullied quite a lot. Um, I talked about that in like my other video, which by the way, it was wonderful to make the other video. I love talking and stuff. But it was like I just wasn't like super social, and then I would get bullied, and like that would make me even more like antisocial. And I kind of had like some social anxiety where like there was times where I would refuse to socialize. Like I remember like I was I would be like really alone like all the time. And like sometimes it's kind of sad to think about because like in middle school being bullied obviously sucks. I know like I'm not really like I never really make a big deal of it because I know like so many people get bullied in middle school. It's like a canon event, like it just happens. Like you're in middle school, kids are cruel, you're gonna get bullied. It's like it's bound to happen. It still kind of hurts though. But yeah, it was like whatever. But like I feel like for me, socializing just wasn't really my primary concern, especially like going out and stuff. I didn't really do that a lot, and I didn't really have like invites to places, just per se. But that kind of changed a bit in like high school, and also with that girl, like we're still gonna refer to her as Joe Bart, but with that girl, like she would make me socialize more because she would like have events and then she would want me to come with her, or she would have hangouts, want me to come with her, so I did, and that kind of helped actually like to boost my socializing a bit. And I would have like a hard time talking to people, like it was like a super difficult time because like I wasn't confident. I didn't really know like how to talk to people, like how to have social interactions, but I actually ended up working on it a lot, like over like the summer after eighth grade. Like I kind of focused on it and started fixing it and got a lot better at it. Got better at talking, and then come high school, right? I'm in high school band now. There's like a lot of opportunities for socializing, a lot of friends, a lot of chances for that because I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up. But like come high school, I started making like a lot more friends, like in the band mainly, not so much like outside of band, but in the band, it was a family for sure. Like that's what they're all about, like a band of family. But I mean, for me, like in the high school band, like I'm still obviously in high school. For us, it's like we're not really friends outside of band, but like towards school year just ended. But towards the end of the school year, it got a lot better. Like I would talk to people like all the time. Come high school though, I was way better at talking. Like I can confidently talk, I can confidently socialize. It got so much better. It got way easier. It just took a lot of time and a lot of effort and practice. Oh my gosh, this cow's running from me. But it got a lot better. For me, like that was big. Just like getting better at socializing. Where was I? So, like there is a happy ending to the story. Is like I got way better at socializing. I can talk. I mean, like obviously, this is not like an antisocial thing right here. Like posting on YouTube and stuff. I mean, like not really like showing who I am and stuff and doing all that, but still kind of out of the comfort zone, like just sitting here and talking. Especially because I probably seem like a crazy person if someone were to like just listen in and hear me talking to myself for an hour, 2 hours at three something in the morning. But for me, like it got way better. So there is a happy ending. But before that, like it was so bad because I would refuse to socialize. Like I wouldn't talk to people. I would like I would stay out of social like interactions. I would stay out of like events. I wouldn't talk to family. Like I remember I would go like maybe like a day, like a full day just of no speaking. Like if I unless I absolutely had to, like I just wouldn't speak. And like, and like kind of there was ups and downs of it. Like I was I was really comfortable being alone. Like I found like I found that over time and like over how often I was alone, it just kind of became like a natural thing for me. Like I didn't know what it was like to not be alone. So that's like how kind of that's how it just always was for me. Like I was a loner, like, and that's how it was. That like it is what it is type of thing, you know. But I I like started like putting myself actually not putting myself out of there. Like I started like kind of putting myself in like these bad mindsets. Like there was these like there was these ups where I'm like, okay, I don't have any friends. I don't have anybody to talk to. I mean, like I'm lonely. I'm alone. But I can be focused. I can like focus on myself. Like I don't have to worry about other people. Or since I prefer not socializing, me being alone just means I don't have to socialize. So I would view it in good as like at times, and then I would have like these like bad like mindsets where I'm like I don't want to be alone, like just like Donnie Darko said, like I don't want to be alone. Like and that was like, kind of true for me. Like, is this what I really want? Because I've been alone like from as long as I can remember, like throughout all of elementary school. I was bullied. I was alone. I was shunned essentially. And then in middle school, bullied way more because it's middle school. And then I was way more alone in middle school. And then high school kind of came around. It got a lot better in high school. I mean, like bullying was obviously still a thing, but I got thick skin. It just like now it doesn't phase me anymore. But like it got better in high school for sure. But like then it was like I don't want to be alone all the time. I don't want to like always have to come home to just live the same life over and over and over again. Have no one to talk to, have no friends, have no like relationships, no closeness. And it started becoming like really dreadful at times where like I'd be in so much pain, like at night, like I would I would like sit there staring at like the roof or something. Like and I know like a lot of people who've experienced this, like I would just like stare and think like, gosh, I'm a loser. Like I am an absolute loser. I have no friends. I don't talk to anybody. I don't talk to my teachers. I can't look people in the eye. Like I have no confidence. Like I'm a loser. Like and that's where I was at in my head like gosh. And that was kind of hard at times. That was a rough thing to like feel all the time. Like I'm sure anyone can imagine, anyone who's gone through it, like having to kind of always look at yourself and like just hate what you see. Because that was a big thing, like self-image as well. Like that tied in with the confidence of not talking to people. Like I could never look in the mirror and not just be in absolute disgust. Like I would look at myself and just hate it, hate what I see, hate what I'm looking at. Like I would hate the person that's looking right back at me. And I felt like that's kind of what fueled me to like change that. Is it wasn't so much like, oh, I want to get better at socializing. Anyone can get better at it, but it's like I want to be able to look in the mirror and not hate what I see. Like look in the mirror and like, you know, at least tolerate what I'm looking at. And that did end up coming around. Like I got a lot better at it. I started getting this like good image of myself. Wasn't so like, you know, in the dirt, thinking all these negative things about me. I started getting a little better, but like then it was like like sometimes I was comfortable being alone, but it was really, really painful being so lonely, you know? And like I feel like there's a big difference between the two. Like everyone's heard the difference, like the difference between being alone and being lonely. Like you could be alone, you can enjoy quiet mornings. Like I've heard some guy, he said it like just like this. He's like I like enjoying quiet mornings. I like having thoughts to myself. I like peaceful, quiet days. But I hate the like deafening silence where it's not just quiet of peace, like quiet like I'm alone. Like that's what he was saying. Like he like hates that. And like I fully got what he meant. Like yeah, like I get it. Like there's a big difference. Like you can be like you can be alone and just enjoy it, or you could have these times where it's like you're just so alone and it hurts, you know, like so lonely. So I would have those. I would have these ups and downs, and like in my experience, it took a lot. Like you know, like it took a lot to get better at it. Like if anybody's trying to get better at socializing, like you'll know, like it takes time, it takes effort, and like that's the truth. It's like it's not easy. No way is it easy, but it does get easier, much much easier once you get better at it and you start putting yourself out there and forcing yourself into these social situations. It becomes like so much easier. Like you'll find yourself like, you know, talking to people more, having more interactions, like doing more, you know, stuff that like wouldn't usually happen. And like that'll be like a huge accomplishment for anybody. Like, nice. Now I'm finally like talking more. Like, it's always a good feeling. Remember like this one story? Like I was with my like first girlfriend, right? This was like my first girlfriend in in seventh grade. Pretty young, but first girlfriend. I was at her birthday party, right? Still had the social anxiety. Still wasn't a social guy. But you know, like having a girlfriend in middle school was like it. It was kind of like my first socialness, I guess you could say, because I didn't really have like friends, but I kind of skipped like the whole like friend. Like I went from friend to just straight to the whole title and stuff, which I don't think was a good thing for me because I needed to just be able to learn how to be social with people. But I mean, I always had my best friend that like I'd been friends with for years. Like he's my best friend. We're gonna still call him Dino, but he's cool. Like he's always been there. It's great. But I remember first girlfriend. I was at her birthday party, and I got there, and she was in softball, so she had like all of her softball buddies there, and like you know, your boy isn't a good socializer, so when I see a big group of like girls that are all like rowdy and having fun and stuff, not dishing them like they could have fun. It's a birthday party, but for me, I was like, no, I'm not socializing at all. I was like petrified. And so what I ended up doing was I ended up just sitting in the corner on this couch and there was a dog and I just sat there petting the dog like the entire time. And I just like refused to like talk to people. And that was kind of what ended up happening. Like I just sat there petting the dog, didn't talk to anyone, stayed there for like maybe an hour and a half and then just left without saying a word, like an Irish goodbye type thing. I just dipped out and I was gone. And like for me, I just hated that. I hated being there. I was like having a panic attack the whole time. It was so bad. But another there is another thing like my best friend I was saying about. He had social anxiety too. I'd say probably a little worse than me because like he just had social anxiety. I was bullied, so it was kind of a different mindset. But him, he was at his first girlfriend's birthday party. And it's kind of funny because it's like similar situations, but he was at his girlfriend's first birthday party and they had like a whole dance floor and stuff. Like they had a whole dance thing. And she pulled him onto the dance floor and was trying to make him dance. And he kept saying, no, 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 I'm not going to, and like kept trying to fight it. And then she forced him on there and there was a bunch of people, like a big crowd. And he ended up full sprinting through the crowd, ran to the bathroom where she ended up finding him and then talking to him and like holding him. He ran to the bathroom and started bawling his eyes out. And I'm not making fun of him for crying, like cry all you want, man. Like I cry too. Like I don't know, like if anyone's like had the issue like where people say like, oh, don't cry, it's like not manly. Like, nah, cry, man. Like, I mean, I can't really be talking because I still kind of have that mindset. I'm trying not to have that mindset. Like, I'm trying to get used to like, yeah, I should be allowed to cry. I kind of don't really, I'm not a big crier. I'm not also big at like expressing my emotions, but anyways, he was like crying. He hated it, and it was cause like of the social anxiety. And then he ended up talking to me about it, and then I started talking to him, and then we kind of put in a plan that we're gonna both like try to socialize more. He didn't follow through with the plan. I did, and it worked. It was hard, but it worked. And I started getting better at it slowly but surely. And I did get better at it, and I kind of made like a big turnaround, like that. I got like better and started socializing more. So I ended up getting shot and killed by a skeleton. So now we're having to basically restart, and I'm trying to find my way around. But I don't know where I had gone the first time. Mending. But I saw this rune nether portal, so I guess this will get me kickstarted. But the rune nether portal will get me kickstarted. I'm gonna try to get some like better tools again. But I don't even remember where we were. I don't know how or no, I know how I died. Died to a skeleton. I don't know where in the world I died because I traveled far from world spawn. So I wouldn't even be able to get to my loot in time. But I think this time we're going to explore what I believe is the other direction to where we explored the first time, which is that way to the cherry blossoms. Because, you know, who doesn't love some cherry blossom trees? So we're going to explore that way. Like, a big thing about socializing is it's so, like, it's so overrated almost. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good, and I feel like everyone should try and put themselves out there. And even if you're like antisocial and you got like social anxiety, just to at least like try and work on it, I'd say 10 out of 10 people should do it. It's definitely worth trying and doing your best, but you're not missing out on everything if you're not socializing. Like, for me, I feel like I did miss out on some things just because of how like antisocial I was, like to the extreme that I was, that I didn't miss out on a lot of opportunities. And you shouldn't restrict yourself from those opportunities because you're scared. You shouldn't like be so like scared that you're not gonna allow yourself to, enjoy your life. That that should never happen. But you also shouldn't like feel the need that you have to like socialize and have to do all these things to get any joy out of your life. I'd say some of the happiest moments is when I was like completely alone and I'm working on something, like um, for example, like drop shipping, like I'm doing that alone. I'm in my bedroom alone by myself, and sometimes it's just midday. Sometimes it could be really late at night. Never early in the morning. I'm not an early bird, but like those for me, sometimes those are like my happy moments. Like I find joy in those moments, and man, sorry, I just died again. But I don't even remember where I was. Oh yeah, I feel like you shouldn't expect that socializing is gonna like give you the joy that you're missing out on if you're antisocial. It's like I was saying, like me like working by myself and like working on something that I know could better me is like I feel good, like I feel happy, I feel like I'm doing something. Or like when I do accomplish something, like I remember I worked on like this project that I wanted to do, that I wanted to get better at. I started like working on it, and I like even started making like a Roblox game once, because I thought like I can like get famous on Roblox, you know. But man, I hate baby zombies. They're so annoying. All right, sorry. Now I was just getting attacked by like every creature in the game, but now that's over. I could finally kill this sheep. It didn't drop me any wool. You know, it's even stuff like this where it's like you don't really need the socializing because like even right now I'm dying. It's not the most enjoyable thing, but if I weren't dying and it's just Minecraft, like I'm happy, I'm content, I'm doing something I enjoy, I'm feeling accomplishments from when I do achieve something, or like I find diamonds or something. Like I feel like in a sense of like I worked for it, I did it, and then that brings me the joy that you may find in socializing, like, or it can even bring me more joy than what you're finding in socializing. That's like the point of what I'm saying is you don't need socializing and like to be happy. Like you can be happy without it, but you should always try and attempt to get better at socializing and try to socialize because it opens doors to opportunities to just enjoy life, to have good experiences, to have bad experiences, to like even just learn something. Like there's times where like you can go out and do something social and you can get in some trouble and then kind of learn from the mistake. Like I probably should not do that again, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's something you can get from socializing. And you can also just get happy from socializing. You can have moments where you can just be present, be joyful, enjoy the little things, all that. Because like, I wasn't super social. And then I tried putting myself out there more, and slowly but surely I got more used to it, and it started becoming something I just did more often, especially with the girl, because she would try to make me go like out more with, especially with her, which I was never complaining. But I would like get better at it, and I would have some cool experiences. I would even like just enjoy my time, and it's like it's good to do it. You should always try, but you should never feel like you're just missing out or you're not doing as good as the person next to you. Like, you should never feel negative because you're not socializing. You should, you probably would feel negative if you choose not to socialize and it causes you to miss out on something that you could have truly enjoyed. But like, just not socializing and doesn't really mean anything. You're just kind of chilling, doing your own thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Enjoy it. But like, for me, in my experience, like, I was always like, alone. I wasn't I was very alone. So I felt like I was missing out on so much, and it was only after that I wasn't alone that I started to like realize like, I never even needed this in the first place because I thought like all of my problems would be fixed if I just had some friends. Like they would all be fixed if I could just have someone to talk to. Because keep in mind, my best friend, like he lives 6 hours away, so we were just friends strictly online basically. And so that made it even harder because, like, yeah, I have a best friend, that's true, but I have no real, like, in person friends. Not that he wasn't a real friend, I mean, like, in person friends. Like, I don't have somebody that I could physically stand next to and, like, share an experience with. And so I thought maybe if I got that, then all my other problems would vanish. And then I ended up making some friends, started socializing more, started trying to get out more, and like I realized that like in the end that's not what I ended up actually needing. Like I thought it was what I needed and it wasn't. And then it was after that that I started having the realization like you don't really need socializing to be happy. And I started appreciating other things that were just going on around me. And that'll take time, you know. That's like a hard place to get to sometimes. But when it does come around, like it'll feel good and that's all I can really say. I think another major reason why I would always like feel like alone and whatnot is like my at home situation. Cause like yeah, I was alone and I was also lonely, but when I would come home, when you're supposed to like come home, relax, decompress, be with your family, I didn't have that, you know, cause like my family's they have their issues, you know, no family's perfect, but we had our we have our issues and like in the past it was like I would come home to no food. I would come home to having like not even really a change of clothes. Like this is like when I was with my dad, and I would come home to these things, and it's like, you know, it's tiring. I just had a long day of being alone to come home to get reminded that I'm like a loser because I don't have this, that, or the other. And I also started to like get out of that mindset, like, because I don't have those things, I'm a loser. Like, it's not true. You know, I started getting out of that mindset with time, but even after I got away from my dad, now I come home every day and like my mom will like scream at me and she'll say all kinds of hurtful things that, you know, like I would hope she doesn't mean, but she said like some really hurtful things that, you know, I can't really forgive that easily. I try to, but it's difficult. But like, as you can imagine, coming home and being screamed at isn't the most welcoming thing to being home. And it's definitely not easy. So it kind of just was always like a reinforcement that like I'm alone, that like I'm a loser, you know, all those negative thoughts that I would have. It would just kind of reinforce them when like I would have those bad days and then come home and have worse at home days. It was just never real cool. You know, like I'm kind of glad I got to like talk about like my experience of like being alone. I know a lot of it was just like rambling, so I hope somewhere in that rant and like you guys are making sense of what I'm saying. But I also wanted to say like I'm really enjoying like just having these like Minecraft plus talk videos and like posting them and stuff because for me it's like it's the major step from just planning to do certain things, to achieve certain things, to actually like, you know, finally kind of acting on them, which is what I'm doing now, like by trying to post and trying to do all these different things for work. Like this is like my push to like get better, you know, to like have to like get ahead. So it feels good. I enjoy talking with everyone. I mean, like, I know I'm not necessarily talking to you guys, but I am talking to you guys. Is what it is. I know I'm just enjoying it, and I hope you guys are too. I think this is where we're gonna go ahead and log off. Sunset right here. This was definitely an enjoyable talk. I'm looking forward to like probably tomorrow when I film another one. But you know, yeah, this is my experience in my socializing experience, my experience of being alone. Like I would love to hear your guys' experiences. If you guys like are commenting and stuff, I'm gonna try and like talk about your guys' comments in my next videos. My last video so far is sitting at 1 view, so you know we're not it's not off to a great start, but I think it's better start as any because I started. That's a big thing for me, you know. But good night everyone. I'm logging off.